Absolutely, Mike Brown, definitely someone to reckon with. And I like the track that they brought to us here in Idaho. It is going to be tech but quick.
And a long start straight. Brown going to charge down the inside at number 3 and get the start. Blaszewski and Webb are right there with him.
The factory Husqvarna leads the KTM and the Beta. Your first 3 running, of course. We've already talked about it. 2 from the LCQs, but in these first qualifying heats, 3 riders will advance.
And you mentioned how technical this track could be. That was Giacomo Redondi who was down on that big log on the inside of the second turn. So here's your championship contender, Blaszewski with a mistake in the rocks. Webb looking to take advantage. He actually makes a bigger mistake.
Yeah, they both had the skis out, as I like to say, with the boots down, but it looked like Webb's like, oh, I got it right now. And he just got himself caught up thinking about going too quick through an obstacle, and that happens at times, especially as the water gets drug around this track from the water obstacle. And the logs that are set across, not horizontal, but kind of caddy corner at a 45-degree angle, they are going to be very tricky tonight.
And how about Brown? Started the year out injured, but the last couple of events, he's found his old form. He's won plenty of these races before, has battled for the title in the past, and now he's got that speed. And look at him pulling away a bit from the 2 riders that have all the hype and all the points coming into this race.
Well, Webb here aboard the number 2 Stillwater Performance Beta. He comes from a trials background, as does Taddy. So technicians, to say the very least, look at that. Did you see him double into the water? He didn't even land in the water and rode around the outside, just so precise. And now Webb follows Blaszewski in that line.
Oh, a little mistake from Blaszewski.
Yeah, I see this. It's going to heat up once again.
And there's so much on the line with these two. Blaszewski going to ride the wide KTM, not let him around. And by the way, there's a championship point on the line for heat race wins. So they want to get each other and get up to Brown. Webb's going to try it again. Off the pegs. Can't make it happen.
Webb has been good when it comes to timing his moves. I've noticed he's gotten a little bit more excitable, a little bit more greedy maybe, but I think that comes with confidence, but that can also cost you. So, you know, whether you play it smooth and smart and be calculated or make that move quick, there's a way to think a positive thought about both ways there.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. We have seen a few opportunities like that where Webb has been able to get by. Oh, now Brown is down, and Webb's going to try to get them both. And he goes to the inside. He goes from 3rd to 1st, and a beautiful job putting the motorcycle in front of Blaszewski. Now Blaszewski has another opening, and he takes it back. Great racing between these two.
Lap rider blocking the track there. Webb had to think about it a bit. Blaszewski aboard the number 1, the Red Bull KTM. Just looking smooth, took his line and continued on, but a lot of pressure here from Webb, and this confidence sway really started to happen back in Brazil last year at the X Games. I think Webb finally really realized, hey, I can't compete for this, and ever since that time, he has just been building on his racing and motocross skills. He already had the trial skill, the balance. Now he's had to work on those skills, and he has really been making it pay off.
Yeah, every time he has an opening on Blaszewski, he is going for it. So that's a long way from a trials background to be that aggressive, and now beginning to get away just a bit. Blaszewski's going to have to find a way to counter or just hope for a mistake.
And you see Blaszewski doesn't like that chopped wood. He went out to the outside there and almost tried to run that rail edge to find a way through there without having to have so much of that chopped wood shifting on it.
And now getting away is Webb. Again, a championship point is on the line if he wins this one. Back to Brown, who led the majority of this. One mistake is going to drop him to 3rd. He can't afford any more errors, so he's not even going to qualify. Top 3 go in. A little bit more drama maybe than Webb would have wanted in this one, but he'll take a win any way he can get it.
I think it's an interesting course, too, for tonight's main event. I think there's some places for block passes like there where Webb's going to the outside. I think it's got some open lanes and some critical sections, even that tire double, where they really have to be calculated to hit that and not get a bad bounce.
These courses are so different. That's one of the cool things about Endurocross. Every track completely different than the previous. And they also don't get a ton of practice time either. So you're seeing them experiment a bit in this heat race. Webb able to figure it out down the stretch. And it looks like he's going to hold on A heat race win, and most importantly, an extra championship bonus point for your series leader. Taddy's going to have to go back to work, figure something out for hot laps and the main event.
Point for Webb is so huge, so critical with it being so tight, and just this and one more round to go.
Looks like Brown is going to take that factory Husqvarna across the line and transfer directly to the main. You got to watch for him.
But rain in your face, that's a huge problem.
Yes, and you can see the rain right now. And
Yeah.
the thing is, you see that clear plastic lens, it's like an extension. So the reason they do that is, one, if a guy turns his head down when he's getting roosted, that just helps a little bit more, because the visor doesn't stick out any further than the mouthpiece of the helmet. So imagine you're going, these guys are doing what, 40 miles an hour down that hill there. So when you're going at that speed, the rain's coming into your goggle lens. If you extend that visor a little bit further, it's pretty simple math, less rain will hit you, because you don't want rain affecting your vision. You got to remember, these guys don't have windshield wipers, so when you get enough rain on your goggles, you have to pull the roll off to see. And if it keeps raining, we might just end up seeing, like we've seen many a time, goggles just start getting thrown off the side of the track, and dealing with this the way it is. But
Yeah, I can tell you can duck mud, or maybe mud gets to the right side of the goggle. You can still see out of a little part of the left side, but rain is equal opportunity. It will just cover the entire lens, and then you just can't see it all. And the roll-offs and tear-offs don't really do much for that. As soon as you pull one, you just get more rain right on it. You can't stay out of, you can stay out of roost, you can stay out of mud. Rain you're just going to get. So this is going to be difficult for these guys to deal with. But on the other hand, a lot
on the 18, the Monster Energy Kawasaki. That 32nd board is going to turn sideways, and she's going to exit the racetrack, and we're going to be ready to go with the first gate drop of 3 from the Monster Energy Cup. Looked like Kennard got a good start on the one side. Oh, they're outside into Tough Blocks on the right.
Mom back home?
Yeah, she just left.
Here's where they come together, and it's Kennard out front on the 41. Bush is right there on the 51 as they go bar to bar up through the corner. And Jason Anderson on the 21 moves his way up into second place with Malcolm Stewart right there on the 32.
Didn't you already eat lunch?
This is Justin Hill. He's got the new ride on the Red Bull KTM. Of course, he's a 250 rider.